How's it going, everyone? We are going to be doing something very different and very special today. Now, this right here is a disclaimer. We're going to be playing some D&D. Now, I have my dice right here. I have a couple of friends with me, and we're going to be playing some D&D. Now, this is a role-playing game, which means we have to act how our characters are. Now, this is going to be very vulgar. There's going to be some things in it that are sensitive. Just know that anything that we say or do in the game does not represent us in real life. It is just a role-playing game. I want to get that clear. But there is going to be one thing. People are going to be vaping and saying a lot of cuss words. So if you do get triggered or very emotional when certain topics are brought up, you may want to go watch a different video. And I'm only saying this just because I don't want to hurt someone's feelings or anything like that. It's just a role-playing game. We're going to be acting out our characters. There will be vulgarity. There will be some very, very, very explicit things in here. There's going to be some things that not everyone agrees with. If you are still okay with everything, I would love to have you guys watch it and tell me what you guys think. And if you guys like it, we will continue to do them. But I will say, these people that I have with me today, they are very vulgar as their natural way of life. Now, I'm very vulgar as well. But since we have to act out our characters, they do not represent who we are in real life. I promise you. So, we are going to be doing some things here that might offend some people, might hurt some people's feelings, and that's the last thing that we want. So just want to let you guys know, we are role-playing. It is not really us saying all these things. We're going to have dark humor, twisted humor, and some 18-plus humor here. I just want you guys to be aware, and now that that's over with, let's go ahead and get started. This is D&D.
Hello, and welcome to The Lab. I will be your game master today. I'm known as T-Hunts, and we will be performing the hunt for the Thessal Hydra. The characters will be introduced as the story goes. So I will start, and over the course of the period, the characters will be introduced. The characters that we have, our four adventures that we have here, are accepting a bounty set by Sir Tristane to hunt the Thessal Hydra, a creature that has been running rampant in his village and tearing up the town. Our characters start in the throne room with Sir Tristane himself. Ah, so these are the brave bounty hunters here to collect. What are your names?
I am Crow the Odd, and I'm a fucking bird.
I see you're a bird.
I'm Jurashasha. I'm a dragonborn fighter.
Oh, alright.
Dave Toes.
Dave Toes. It's nice to meet you, Dave Toes. And you?
I am Karel, and I am a half-orc bard.
Ah, a strange lot of you that you are. Do you really think you can hunt a Thessal Hydra?
Tweet.
I wouldn't see why not.
I feel as if we could.
I'm a bird!
You're a bird. Okay, I got it. You are a bird.
You beat. Why are you so much?
Are you two okay?
Perfect.
We are fine.
Wonderful. Ah, do you think you guys are brave enough to take on the Thessal Hydra? Because normally, I would send my men out to do this. But,
Sodid.
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 Whatever that means.
Please
Now,
ignore the bird.
copy that, ignoring the bird. Normally, I would send my guards to handle a matter this large. But, I'm gonna have to outsource because I know that they are not strong enough to handle this right now. So what makes you think that you can just take this on, the four of you?
Let me tell you.
Please do not listen to the bird.
Oh, I'm gonna hear the bird out.
Oh.
I'm only in this for dismemberment.
Smoke tribe, biatch!
Smoke, try, biatch. Alright. What about you, Dragonborn?
I feel as if we stick together and we are competent enough, we can complete this quest.
All right. What about you,
This
Dave
pussy.
Toes?
I want to appease God.
All right. And you, how do you say your name again? I'm sorry.
Carol.
Caro. Like
Yes, sir.
Cairo. Egypt?
No.
Caro.
Carol.
All right, Caro, what makes you think you can do this?
Well, I'm pretty sure as long as we work together, it should work out.
I agree.
Alrighty.
These guys are making me nervous. I'm gonna take a fat rip real quick.
All right, Bird, you do that.
I have Sonic.
I'll ignore that last statement. Anyways, so what I can offer you for this daunting task is about 100 gold pieces each. Does that seem
That is-
fair enough for everyone?
That is plenty, sir.
Sounds good to me.
That's great, bruh. I just did a
Enough
lot of
of the
money. I'm good.
Whatever you said. Alright, there are a few things that I can give you for this adventure. As a little thing to spice it up a bit, because I know 100 gold isn't exactly a lot. That's why I won't send my men out to do this. So what I can give you, and I will let you disperse it amongst yourselves, I will give you 2 bags of holding. I will give you each a ring of protection and a potion of healing.
How dank is this potion?
It brings people back to life if they're down. Is that dank enough for you? Whatever that means.
Plenty dank, because I'm about to be gone.
Alright. And what I will do,
You
I
plan
will
on
need this
dying?
back. I can give you this sword. This sword has been with my family for generations. It is a great sword that my father has bestowed to me. I expect that you take good care of it, but I expect you to return this.
I will take a hold of that, sir, if you do not mind.
Thank you, Dragonborn. Now, in order for me to know that you have actually slayed this creature, I do have a request that you cut its head off and bring it back so that I may mount it in this throne room.
Do you mind if we bring some toes? Because I know someone here who fancies
I don't
toes.
want the toes.
We will
You
bring
can-
it- your-
No, he wants the toes.
That's look, I don't want any toes. I just want the head so I can stuff it, alright?
Are you sure?
I am positive. Young creature, young, old. I really don't know. I'm really bad with halflings, if I'm going to be honest with you. Yep, God is with me. I promise you that.
Not really, but alright.
Is there anything else you would like us to do, sir?
Yeah, get this little halfling out of here. It startles me.
I grab the halfling by the throat and I drag him out.
All right, you drag him out. What are the other two doing?
Guess we're on our way.
You're on your way. Excellent.
He
It's a
just
good thing
kinda
that you're on
follows
your way
after the
because
Dragonborn.
all of you are lost because I asked for the halfling. All right, so you make your way through the town, and you, at this point, kind of lost, as you didn't ask any directions from Tristane. But
Where were
Why
where were
didn't
we
you
supposed
guys
to go again?
get information? I took the toe eating
I just wanted some
bastard
toes
out.
here, man.
Okay,
You know as well as I do. I don't know where I am right now.
Durashasha is going to go back to the king and he's going to ask for his forgiveness and ask for directions.
all right, so you go
Carol's
back to the
following
king.
The
Alone.
Dragonborn.
No,
All right,
I
so
want
you-
to go alone.
All right, so you go back to the king.
I use my flying to get behind him.
I grab the bird.
Okay, so you walk in holding a bird. Sir Tristane looks at you in confusion.
Motherfucker, where we
I
going?
pinch the bird's. I pinch the bird's snout or the beak.
I'm gonna need
And
to
I
make it a
look-
strength. I'm gonna need you to make a strength check.
What would you like?
It's a D20.
D20. Roll that d20.
You also roll a d20. Add your strength modifiers.
You shouldn't roll. You shouldn't roll. So mine is the dex now, right?
9.
No, this
I
one.
have a
No,
9.
this one is strength.
I have a 9.
Oh, this one is strength. You have a 9. I have a 17.
I fucked. This little bird just.
All right, Jorosashi. As you try to close the bird's beak, he actually jumps over you. Well, rather flies over you, making all the loud noises he wants. What happens next is that Sir Tristane turns around because the doors just whip open for no reason, and he sees a bird flying past a dragon. He turns around in confusion. Is everything okay here?
Yes, sir. Can we get the directions towards it? I am very
Where the fuck
sorry.
we going?
Okay, yeah. I was wondering if you were going to come back and ask for directions. I was just going to leave it be. You guys adventure enough. It is actually... There is a cave south of this town that supposedly is where the Thessal Hydra lives. I would ask some of the people in town because they have different theories, but my sources say there's a cave south of town.
Dragon, you got all that? Because I didn't get shit.
Yes, just go regroup with the rest. Thank you.
Cool. Sweet.
And I leave.
All right, and the party leaves.
It was technically only me and Crow.
Oh, half the party. The party
Yes.
leaves.
We walk outside, we see morph licking some toes.
You don't make that call, he makes
I'm
that
gonna keep
call.
following the dragon.
I pull some feet out of my fucking bag. I'm just holding them ready.
I'm just gonna look down at the halfling kind of confused. Where did
I look
you get those?
None of your concern.
I look at my half-orc friend, and I look dead in the face, and I say, "We seem to be the only normal people here, and I'm not even a person, and nor are you."
And I look at toes, man, and go, any worms in that?
Only toes.
Damn.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the bar, or the tavern, I should say, and ask about if they've seen where a Hydra has looked or been or anything.
Ooh, tavern drinks.
Ooh, tavern feet.
Which is sort of keeps following the dragon bar.
I'm just the leader. What the fuck?
There's always got to be the leader of the group.
That's it.
So everyone makes their way to the tavern, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, so you walk into the nearest tavern. It doesn't have a name, the town is still fairly small. But you walk in and there's just merriment nowhere to be found because it's the middle of the day and everyone's working. So you're in a bar by yourself.
Is the tavern keep there?
The tavern keep is there. Honestly, quite surprised. Not only because it's the middle of the day and everyone's supposed to be working, but because he had a half-orc. No, I'm sorry, a full orc, a dragonborn,
I'm a half-orc.
half-orc. I was right the first time. Sorry about that. He just had a half-orc, a dragonborn, a bird, and a halfling holding feet walk into his tavern. So he's a little surprised.
I walk up to the tavern keep, and I order.
And I jump in front of him.
I search the room for people.
I throw feet.
So I jump in front of him.
Alright, let's do
and I
this
say,
one at a time. Bird and dragonborn. The barkeep looks at you and says, "Having a little competition here, are we? Well, don't worry. The bar is completely free right now."
No, not competition, just a strange request.
Oh, okay.
Well, half of it's strange. I want bourbon and get that guy some water soaked in your feet.
I'm not
Would
going to do
not
that second one, but
I
the
would
shot
not
of
like
bourbon is
one.
going to cost you about 3 silver.
Alright, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
While that's going on and he's getting his drinks, I'm going to ask for some information about the Hydra. If he's already-
Alright. Oh, the Thessal Hydra that we've had in town. Okay. Well, I'm not really the person to talk to here. I would try the merchant down the road. His primary resource of income is apples. And he came in here the other night really complaining about his apple harvest and how it's not doing too well. You could also try with the priest in town. The king says that it's in south of town. I would try the woodcutter. And maybe the farmhand. But I don't know too much about it. I basically live here, but you know, word does travel a little bit around here. And those are the people that I would talk to about your Thessal Hydra problem.
Alrighty, I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, not a problem.
I am going to leave for the priests.
Alright, you're going to the priest. Alright. You want to look around in the bar, Annie.
Pause. Like, don't pause the recording.
Copy.
We forgot an important factor. How much gold and shit do we start off with?
25 gold each.
Yeah, that's in here. 25.
Just 25 gold each.
Cool.
Just mark down that you spent 3 silver, and I'll help you do the math calculations later. Currency?
Or I can
Well, so
just-
currency isn't
or-
a thing that I'm like a super stickler for.
You said how much?
3 silver.
Can I say something?
Because
Yeah, say it.
Fuck all of you. I do not want to be the leader of this group
You're
for
the one
one
who
good
You're
reason.
the one who took lead.
You literally took lead.
I know.
yeah, you quite legit took lead.
I am
But-
carving a path for my god.
I just needed to get the fucking feet monster out of the goddamn place.
You keep leaving, so my character's like, oh, okay.
I can't even reach the fucking counter because I'm a
We're doing this
halfling.
now.
I guess it does make sense with my character that I would just leave, but fuck, I don't want to be the leader.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah. I'm a high ass bird. I'm not leading shit.
Okay, Beak.
I'm a dumb as
Beak,
fuck
I'm gonna
orc.
ask you
I'm-
for a reals though. You need to
Fuck
help me. You
I'll help you.
You are bird in game. I am bird in real life. I'm like trying to keep track of what I'm doing. I don't know what's happening.
I'll help you at certain times.
Fuck.
Because in every other thing, I normally take lead, so I'm glad I'm not doing it this time.
Okay, we're good now.
Yep, we're good.
Alright, there's going to be a short pause, and then I'll pick it back up.
Alright.
Alright, Annie, you said you want to look around the room. I need you to make a perception check for me. $15? Alright, you look around the room, and like I said earlier, like this just isn't like a giant town, so like the tavern isn't exactly large. I would say it's almost a 15 by 30 foot space. You've got a couple of tables, you've got a fairly nice bar, but at the end of the day, the bar is actually fairly stocked nicely. Like I said earlier, there's no one really here except you guys and the barkeep. It's the middle of the day, and you know everyone's working right now. There's really nothing of interest in this place right now.
Okay, well, did I notice him leave the bar without us?
You would have noticed them leave the bar without you, yes. As there are only 4 people in the bar, not including yourself.
I'm just gonna follow them, because fuck, they keep leaving.
Alright, you're gonna follow the 2. Now, Dave, where are you gonna throw these feet?
My plan was to yeet them at his alcohol, because my god does not support the condoning of drinking alcoholic beverages.
So, like, are you aiming for the barkeep's, nice rack behind him? Or what are you aiming for here?
the nice rack behind him with all of his alcohol on it.
Alright, I'm gonna need you to make a ranged attack.
Uh-oh.
Never leave it
I was
alone.
straight up. I was straight
In
up
fact,
going to
2,
be like,
because
hey.
you're throwing 2 feet, right?
Yep.
Alright, so
I was straight up gonna dip my toe in the alcohol and ask if he wanted to suck one of them.
So,
so
I got a
if-
question.
yeah,
Are you a bird or are you like a bird man?
he's a bird man.
So you,
I'm a bird man.
so you're an average sized man.
Yeah, he's 6 foot.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
He's 6 foot with giant wings. Like he's
I'm
Birdman.
thinking you're this tiny ass crow, like just
Nope.
flapping around.
You thought you could
I'm
just
a
hold it like
bird
this?
man.
Like,
Yeah.
You know, I'm a bird man.
I can ride Beak.
Yes, yes, you can.
Yes, you can for about
You may
60
not-
feet.
Yep. You may not want to though. I hear the flight's a little bit rocky.
Okay, what were we going with? I need to perform a
You
ranged
have
attack.
to do a range
Yeah, so
check.
you're making a ranged attack
Okay,
2 times, and you're aiming for the alcohol behind this man.
okay. Which dice do I need to roll?
The D20.
Remember,
D20.
this is Crow's idea to go to the tavern. Remember that, everybody.
I got a 20 and a 10.
Wait a second.
Oh,
You just.
he got a nat 20.
Oh. Oh boy.
Fuck. Poor.
This is gonna suck.
So, when you notice that your party leaves, and it's at this time that you've decided to yeet the feet. Your first throw is probably the most accurate throw of your entire career. You just yeet this foot into his shelving behind him, and just all of it collapses. Like it just, what you hear are just glasses shattering. There's alcohol over the floor. You're getting the smell of mixed concoctions. You're smelling like rum, whiskey, and beer all at the same time. Like, it's honestly confusing and overwhelming to you. And as the barkeep goes to try and tell you to, like, you have to pay for this, he slips on the alcohol and knocks himself unconscious. You throw the second foot. There are no shelves to hit at this point. So you hit the wall behind him, and it bounces off the wall and just smacks him in the face.
Would we hear that outside?
Oh, you definitely heard it.
So,
Okay.
I
all
come
of you all
in.
just went,
I come in, grab Dave, and we fly away. That's the escaped bird.
Okay.
Okay, you have
avalanche of
successfully,
destroyed bottles.
with your movement with your wings, you have gotten Dave approximately 60 feet away from the entrance.
Okay. So, my character
Good yeet, bro.
My character's gonna go in there, and I'm going to leave. Fuck.
Yeah, you walk
If you say-
in.
15 gold
you-
pieces.
That's not gonna cover shit.
And I'm also
won't
going to
cover
say,
sin.
when the job is done, I will come back. I'm going to leave him a note with my sketch pad.
Alright, you do the kind man a favor and pay him for some of the product lost.
Fucking wrecked sinner.
Carol's just kind of standing there in the middle of the street wondering why the heck the Dragonborn isn't staying in one place.
That's a fair question.
He's running back and forth,
Because
and
I was
Carol's
out
just
the
like,
door, like I was
"Oh,
walking, and then I heard that and immediately thought Dave, and I walked back in.
This time it wasn't the bird.
Hey, go this way.
It
Where are
wasn't
we
the bird.
going?
So you
I'm
left the
going-
note and some gold with the barkeep. You head out of the bar, and hopefully no one noticed anything because it's the working day and people are at work right now, thankfully.
Hopefully they have a good janitor.
My character, confused, is just gonna talk to the nearest vendor on the street.
Alright, so you approach a merchant, the apple merchant, coincidentally.
Whom I didn't know who this was.
You approach, and the merchant goes, I'm sorry about this. I can sell you these apples, but they are just not as good as they were before this Thessal Hydro.
Do you have any apples with like a hole that holds a little metal piece and like a hole
Did you
in the
come with
inside?
me?
Yes. I flew to you. Yes.
I'm also there. He pulled me there.
Perfect. Oh my god, perfect.
Actually, that's okay. The Hydra. Do you happen to know where that thing is? My group is looking
So
for it.
my apple tree, more trees rather, come from the south of town, and they tasted a lot better before this creature came and inhabited this area.
Which way is south?
South is that way, and he points you directly down the road at the end of town. What you see you can see a grove that are filled with apple trees, and you really can't see anything behind that, but you also know that the Lord, or the King rather, said that he suspected that the Thessalhydra cave was south of town. But like I said, you look down the path, and at the end of it is an apple tree grove. Like, there are tons of apple trees there, and that's where he would normally get his apples.
Yes. Great.
Yeah, so I can say these apples. I really don't want to, but I do need to make ends meet. Would you mind buying a few apples? I know they're not going to taste as great as they were, but they're still pretty good apples.
I'll buy one if you let Dave lick your toes.
How much per apple?
It's a copper an apple. Just because they don't taste as good as they were.
You know what?
Bartoma going
You know
gold
what?
for his toes.
I'll wager him. If he lets Dave lick his toe, I will give him a
I want to chop him off.
I'm not sure what the halfling is saying, but I guess if he wants to lick my toes, I can allow that for a gold piece. Times are tough right now.
Give Carol 70 apples.
You want how many apples?
70
70 apples. Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
That's under her bill. That's under her bill, not mine. Mine's the gold.
Yeah, I know. I know what yours is. Okay, so just give me one moment, and I will gather 70 apples. I don't know how you're going to carry them all. The
Bag.
bag.
Holding bag.
Okay, bag. Got it. And he goes in the back and he starts collecting all the apples that he can right now. I mean, he's got like these barrels and barrels of just apples. And so when he gets back to you, he's got like 5 baskets of apples. And that equates to about 70 apples that you've just ordered. And then after he gets done with the basket of apples, he turns to the bird and says, okay, so like, I'm not entirely comfortable with this, but like I said, times are tough right now. He's just gonna lick the toe, right? Like, he's not gonna suck on it or anything like that?
He should just lick him. That's the deal. If he does anything else, I throw in an extra gold piece.
2 gold pieces. Okay. So you see him uncomfortably undoing his shoe, and he sits down in a stool. He puts it on the table in front of him where he's selling his apples, the apples that, were just bought. And so it's a clean table, and so he puts his foot on there in front of the hat.
I unsheathed my sword and tried to chop off his toes.
Make an attack roll.
Needs to fucking
Carol is just stuffing the apple bags into the bag of holding.
Yeah, you're not really looking. You're not really looking because you're just overwhelmed by the amount of apples 70 apples actually
I am
is.
just grabbing all the
18.
bags and stuffing them in the bag of
We don't
holding.
have a bag of holding yet, though.
Yes, you do.
Oh, we do?
He gave it to us. He gave
And,
us 12
yeah,
and
bags.
because he's doing that, I'm gonna attempt to stop Toe Midget Man.
Give more than 18.
What was? Ooh, an 18.
You have to give more than 18.
Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay. So he puts his foot on the table, being uncomfortable already, and
Wait, can I not intervene or try at least?
I need you to make a perception check right now.
Okay.
Oh,
Not you.
God,
Not
I
you.
hope it's a net 20. No, it's me.
Oh.
I have to stop you from
I
cutting
need
this man's
Crow
foot.
to make a perception check.
I'm not there.
Not
It's
Jarsashi.
me.
I'm
I don't
not
need.
there right
I don't
now.
need Jarsashi to make a perception roll. I need Crow the odd.
Oh, fuck, I forget this.
Yeah. Hold
Yeah,
on.
I was gonna say you might want to roll a perception for your merchant too,
Oh, it's all good. It's all
to
good.
see if he noticed.
Now, see, the merchant is like looking away because like he's super uncomfortable with letting a halfling suck on his toe. So like he's just really grossed out and trying not to look.
He has no idea what's coming.
I
He's
rolled-
just a hardworking man.
I rolled an 8.
Ooh, you do not see it. So as this man is putting his foot on the table, extremely uncomfortable with the situation, looking away during the whole process, Dave pulls out his short sword and just cuts through 3 toes. And then just shocked, the man goes, "Ah! What are you doing? You just said he wanted to lick my toes, not chop them off."
He was just supposed to lick him.
Well, I'm expecting a little more
Promise.
gold than that. Oh my
It's your
god!
punishment for your sins.
Bad Dave! Bad Dave!
And I smacked Dave.
Bad Dave.
So the merchant, freaking out at this point because now he's down 3 toes, quickly takes off the vest he was wearing and wraps his foot up, trying to stop the bleeding. If you're gonna hit Dave, I want you to make an attack roll.
But
Knock me the fuck out.
a 15.
15. Dave, what is your
That
armor
means
class?
AC.
1 moment. Where would it be at?
Your
It says AC. It's right up the top, under speed.
12.
You hit him. Roll damage.
Yes! My damage for this guy is what?
Well, you just hit him, so if you click actions, it'll tell you what your melee is.
His birdie fist.
What? Oh, it's a 1d4 plus 1. Trying to find a d4. I have so many.
Mine is just straight up.
At least I got 3 toes out of this whole
Yeah,
scenario.
so
Yeah,
some
it-
races just have a number there, like,
That's fun. I just think that's funny.
I like it.
So, do you want me to roll a 1d3?
A 1d4? A 1d3 doesn't exist.
Don't you just wait till we get to that Hydra.
Oh, yeah, no, sorry. I'm an idiot.
Yes,
It's
roll
okay.
a d4 and add your strength.
So, I got a total of... Because with me, it's dexterity, right?
Yes. Oh,
For
yes.
attack,
Yours
yeah.
is actually dexterity.
Yep. So, I have 8. I just slap him across the face.
Wow. Dealing 8 points of damage. After chopping off this man's toes and quickly collecting them, a bird just backhands you as hard as he can, dealing 8 points of damage.
Slap a Hotron never dies.
It does not disgrace my god to beat me.
The merchant, really freaking out right now, just quickly goes inside, and he's happy that you've paid for 70 apples and the gold given, which... How much gold did you give him?
I gave him 10.
10 gold pieces. Excellent.
Yeah.
I should pay for
Yeah.
a good doctor.
Yeah. That's the
Get these
idea.
toes back though. They're mine now.
No, you have the toes. I won't deny that. This man is down 3 toes. Congrats.
Okay, is it my turn now?
You can interject whenever you want, and I'll just keep it.
Yeah,
I'll put a pin in it
You...
so I know
No,
who's
like,
next.
Could've stopped.
I'm no longer. I'm not even near them. I'm going towards the priestesses,
You need to find
Ah,
the
you're
lizard
going
man.
to the priests. All right.
and I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna ask them more information about the Hydra.
All right. So, walking around town a little aimlessly, you find a building that looks like it could be a church. You walk in, and when you walk in, you're greeted by
Right before I walk in, I'm going to check over my shoulder to see if any of the fucks follow me.
make a perception check.
Nope.
Okay,
Can I try to follow him?
perception check.
I want to ride
That's
the bird.
that's a D20, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
D20 plus your wisdom.
You hear that, Dio?
It's 5 or it's 3.
So you don't
I wanna
see
try to
anything?
follow him.
But are you trying? So did you try to sneak away from the group? Is that what is going on, or did you just walk away?
Me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Did you
I
just
was
walk
nowhere-
away, or did you try to
Yeah,
sneak
I
away?
wasn't near them. I was in the tavern when they left.
Yeah,
No,
he was in the- he
yeah,
was in
but
the
you're out
tavern
in the
with us.
open right now. So did
Oh,
you
no,
just
I
walk
wasn't
away?
sneaking. I was just walking
You were
away.
just
I wasn't-
walking. Okay. Okay.
I just wanted to see if anybody was following
Okay.
me.
All right, Crow. I need you to make a perception check then. if you're looking
No,
for
it's not.
your companion.
Just say it. I wanted to come up behind him with morph riding.
That's fine. I still need you to make a perception check so you know where he goes. And while he's doing that, Annie or Kara, what are you doing?
Well, I did not notice him sneak past us, so I have information of apple orchard, cave, south. So I'm gonna head towards the apple orchard.
All right, you're going towards the apple orchard. Excellent. Did you grab all your apples, by the way?
Yes, I was sitting while this whole thing was going on before Morph.
Remember time.
So before Dave cut off the poor man's toes after I paid for the apples, I was sitting there stuffing them in the bag the whole thing.
Excellent. So you head off towards the apple forest grove. All right, I'll keep that in mind. All right, Crow,
Apples.
what was your perception check?
I think he's talking to you.
Yeah, no, I know. I rolled a nat 1.
Ha!
This is with Dave on my back.
Well, the problem here is that you have been just hitting your flute pipe so hard, you just see clouds, dude. Like, you are not here on this planet right now.
Fucking stupid bird.
So you've got Dave on your back, and honestly, you're just walking in a circle. Like, you're not even flying.
You've disgraced my god.
Shut up, bitch.
All right, Jarsashi, you walk in to the church, and you are met with a priest. The priest welcomes you in and says, "Welcome to the Church of the Eternal Fire. How may I bless you today?"
I am just looking for some information on the Hydra.
Oh, the Thessal Hydra. Yeah. We've had a problem with that. It's been scaring off a lot of tourists, and honestly, everyone is losing their faith because the Eternal Fire has not done anything. Hopefully, though, the Eternal Fire has sent you to slay this beast.
We
Now-
will see about that.
There's really not much that I can say, except villagers have seen troglodytes around this cave. And they typically worship stronger beings. And we don't really know what's in the cave, but we can assume that the Thessal Hydra is in the cave, as they take stuff there. I've seen them with gems and jewels. I've seen them with food. And we're not exactly sure where they're taking it, but it could be in this cave. The cave is south of town, past the apple grove.
Okay. Can I make a perception check to see how well the building looks? Like, is it in disrepair or is it? What?
Yeah, go for it.
Is it still good? Alright.
Yeah, make a perception check.
I rolled an 8.
This fucking bird's still leading me in circles.
From what you see, it just looks like not necessarily a run-of-the-mill church, but it is, all wood on the inside. Like, there's nothing really ordained. They don't have, stained glass. It's the Eternal Fire is one of the newer religions that have entered this town. So the building itself isn't exactly in top order, but it's well enough built so people can go there and worship and confess to the Eternal Fire. The priest itself is not wearing anything fancy. It's not like silk, robes. It's more or less just a potato sack. And I'm not even kidding about that. It's almost looks like a potato sack at the merchant down the road.
Okay. Well, I'm going to flip him a single gold coin, and I'm going to leave towards the cave.
Ah, thank you. The church is grateful for your donation.
And I say nothing as I walk out.
So you walk out, and the church isn't too far off from the merchant that you've encountered in the tavern. So when you walk out, you see this bird person with a halfling on its back, and it's walking around in a circle. And what you see is this halfling almost just screaming at this bird. Not exactly sure what it's saying because you are a little bit of a distance away, but you see that there's like a confrontation going on right here.
Well, doesn't the halfling also not know common?
Well, even if he didn't know common, we would still all understand each other.
So they all speak Celestial. They can understand each other. You are the odd person out here. So they understand what's going on.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk over to the bird person, and I'm going to look him dead in the face until he recognizes me, and then I'm going to motion to let's go. And I'm going to look for, I can't remember your character's name.
Karog.
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 So, Karog.
I was on my way to the apple orchard because I was told
Yes,
apples.
and as they are trying to figure out where you are, you find yourself at the apple grove. What do you do?
I am going to look around.
All right, go ahead and make a perception check. Well, what is it that you... Are you just taking like a general look around, or...
I was going to, like, search the area and seeing if I can't find
Okay. Okay. What'd you roll? A natural 20. Excellent. Looking around, you see an apple grove, and it almost looks like you can actually tell that the trees are sad because something is going on. Something is disturbing where they live. Looking around, you actually find these giant footprint tracks. And they actually lead off deeper into the grove. And it goes past the grove a little bit into this rocky area. You suspect that the cave might be near this rocky area.
I'm going to search the rocky area.
Alright, so you follow the tracks a little bit, and what you find is in fact a cave. I mean, natural 20 is natural 20. It's not like I can just dance around this all day.
As this is all going on, like I said, I'm just going to start heading towards it.
Okay.
With Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Fuck you, I get
Alright.
your toes after you're dead.
Well, now that I found the cave, I'm going to go back through the apple orchard towards the town so I can see if I can find my party.
Alright, so you turn around in search of your party, and the Jarsashi is actually bringing them to you. So you see them down the street a little bit. And not in earshot distance, but like they can see you. Alright, she waves at you.
I do
Hey!
nothing. I just continue walking.
Toads!
Cave!
I slap Dave.
Make an attack roll.
What do I need? D20?
That's a d20. You have to beat his AC.
Natural 20.
I'm on his back!
Oh god, that's
Okay,
a crit.
and then, what do I do again,
no.
Tom?
Alright, so click actions,
Actions.
and it'll say unarmed.
Unarmed strike.
Yep.
1d4 plus 4.
Yeah.
You're gonna kill me.
So roll your
I hit him for
d4.
Crit,
6.
you're gonna have to do that
So you
twice.
rolled your d4, what was it?
A 6.
Alright, so 6, 12. And then add your strength.
Another 4.
Oh shit!
So that is a 16 total.
Remember, I just took like
8.
legitimately 8 points off.
I have 4 health then.
So as he yells toes, you backhand him with the hand of God, knocking him off the bird. Dave is on the ground and he looks like he's in pain. But the quest for toes never stops for Dave.
I need them for my god!
Hey Dave, you look like you hurt. Want to borrow my flute?
I'm
Look at
really
these big ass
stopped
Okay.
footprints!
Because I just saw the halfling go flying off.
That
the
you did.
Man, hit the ground. I'm like,
Ooh, I forgot about my strength.
okay, so I start jogging over.
All right, so you make it up. You catch up to your party.
Walk
Dave
over.
is off the ground. He
Wait.
doesn't look distracted. He is very focused on collecting toes.
I have to ask Dave. This is a very focal point. Dave, would you like to use my flute? You look
No, not for the sake of my god.
Guys, cave! I found
I-
Are there
cave!
toes in
I
cave?
have
Probably.
information about the cave, yes.
Yes, cave, other side after you.
What should we do about Dave, though? I did not think he was
I
such
don't
a
know,
Let Dave
yeah,
find
I
more
just kinda
toes.
looked.
He already cut off some
All
merchant's
three
toes.
Dave needs
but
more toes.
So
There's
I'm
keep
gonna
in
look
mind.
Dave-
Hold on. Keep in mind, Annie. As this conversation is going down, you're not understanding anything Dave is saying except for the word toes. As he is, in fact, speaking in Celestial, the only thing that you hear out of all the conversations is toes.
Is he okay?
He
No,
just wants
far
toes.
from it.
And I'm going to look Dave straight in the face. I'm going to be like, if you eat the merchant's toes, will you get any better?
God never told me how to do that.
Put one in your mouth and eat it like a grape.
I put all of them in my mouth.
I look Dave in the face and I'm like, you do you.
Dave,
As he
Dave,
does that,
hold
I
on.
feel it's only complimentary.
Dave, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay,
Dave's
what?
gonna fucking die.
How do I do this?
Roll a d20
Okay.
Gonna
and
find
add
out
your
if the merchant had
Constitution
leprosy.
modifier, the little plus number next to your Constitution score.
I'm
15.
gonna find out that merchant. Oh,
You're fine. But you do have this dirt and like just this really gross taste of dirt, sweat, and meat. Like not good meat, but like human meat. So you're a little distraught because like you don't know if your god would be pleased that you've just eaten the toes that you're supposed to be collecting.
Forgive me, Lord.
You immediately get on your knees
Right.
and ask for forgiveness from your lord.
Thank
Okay.
you for the blessing.
There's no blessing. You just got on your knees and asked to forgive. Your god has done nothing in return for you.
I'm going to look at. I still can't. I'm just gonna call her half orc. I'm gonna look at half orc and I'm gonna straight up just be like, we should go and take a rest somewhere.
We just started.
I'm aware.
We just got.
We know where it's at. We have the information we need. But Dave is looking worse for wear. Let's be honest here.
I'm alright.
It looks like people have been stopping him. What have you
Don't
been
worry
doing?
about it. I'm
Really
gonna look
fucking
over to
short.
the bird. I'm
His
gonna look
face
over to
is
Crow and I'm
gross.
gonna just straight up in Celestial say nothing, and I will find a way. That's all I'm gonna say.
tweet bitch.
As he says tweet bitch, he reaches into a bag that he's been carrying and he pulls out a bird, writes on some parchment, tweet bitch, and throws the bird. This bird is now just spreading the message, tweet bitch.
I call that Twitter.
I want to sprint into the cave.
I am going to chase after Dave.
Well, you don't exactly know where the cave is.
Dave
Only I do.
sprints off into the grove, not knowing where he's going, but sprinting.
About like once I start going after him, I noticed he goes into the grove, and I just find a rock and sit on it.
That
Why
you
are
do.
you trying to kill me?
I'm not trying to kill you. I'm trying to.
We need to find the cave. We can't
Dave,
stand
I need
still.
you to make a perception
So-
check.
Okay.
Damn it, because I was about to say, can I go fly and find Dave? And
What dice do I
get
roll
back?
again?
So
20?
let me clear up some of this confusion about your fly, right? So it's not like you're hovering in the air. You literally just like glide 60 feet and then you're back on the ground.
Yeah, is he within 60 feet?
You don't know.
Which dice
You don't know
do I
quite
roll?
yet. Hold on, we'll get to that.
Okay.
Yep. Which dice do I roll?
The D20.
D20.
Most
okay.
of your rolls will be a D20.
Maybe we should just leave Dave back.
We can't leave Dave alone. He's too special.
He'll try to eat somebody's toes.
Then why did you?
Like, I know the Birdman here is special, but he's really special.
15.
15. Okay, so after just darting into this apple grove, momentarily you get lost, but fortunately, you were hit so hard that you left a blood trail that you can follow back to the entrance if you choose to do so.
Shit, I forgot I have a great unarmed attack.
I sprint back the opposite way shamefully.
Okay. As everyone is sitting down, resting, talking about, how to go about the cave and whether or not we should take care of Dave, Dave emerges from a bush with his head looking at his toes in defeat. He got lost and realized that he cannot find this cave without you.
I proceed to look at the
man.
half-orc, and I say, so you said you found the cave. I was told about the cave, but I did not know where it is.
Last we left off, the Dragonborn had asked the half-orc where the cave was.
I followed tracks to the rocky parts after the apple orchard and found the cave with the footmarks going in. They're really, really big footmarks.
Sounds like a great challenge.
Hey,
Lead us
Bird.
the way.
Ask her how big the toes were.
I'm sorry, I'm not doing that shit.
Round.
You can do that one, Dragon Bitch.
Toe prints round. All I heard was
Alright. Well, I'm going to take the damaged Dave, and I'm going to slowly drag him towards the cave.
Alright. So the party heads off towards the entrance of the cave. Upon returning, I need everyone to make a stealth check.
A stealth, that's a D20?
Yep.
Which one
Did
is
we
it
add
again?
anything?
Yeah, your stealth.
God.
Which dice?
Stealth?
Which dice is it?
The D20. Alright,
Okay,
so
it's
15.
Yeah, it's a D20 and the stealth.
18.
Where do I find stealth on my character sheet? Oh, stealth, plus 2.
Skills.
15,
I got a
18,
20.
16. And bird person.
Bird person. I got 10.
10. Okay. Well, I mean, honestly, good. So, as you guys are walking back towards the cave, you start hearing like armor clank together. You hear footsteps. You hear a bunch of different things going on right now. You look past at the entrance of the cave, or where it would be, and you see a hunting party returning to the cave. The hunting parties consisted of 8 troglodytes.
As soon as I heard the armor chinkling or whatever, I would have grabbed my trident.
Okay. Well, they haven't seen you yet, so you can... everyone passed a stealth check, so as of right now, they don't know you're there. You just see them walking by.
How far away are they?
They are about 20 feet away from you.
They're only 20 feet.
Mhm.
And how many?
8.
What exactly is a troglodyte?
It's a troglodyte.
It's a chocolate crocodile.
Oh, I understand now. I caught the reference. I had no idea what you guys were talking about.
No, troglodytes
So-
are humanoid reptiles.
Hmm.
They
Made of chocolate?
stand... not made of chocolate.
Oh.
No, they're not chocolate. Which means you can take their toes.
Now, do they look friendly? Do I need to roll for that?
You know what? Go ahead and make a perception check while they're standing here bickering.
Nat fucking 1.
Honestly, you don't even know it's a
I'm gonna
troglodyte.
use
You
this.
just see like
what
8.
the fuck is
Yeah,
that
you
thing?
just see 8 like you see 8 scaly things, and if anything, you probably think it's dragonborn.
So,
Because there's like a lot of brush in the way, so like you're having a hard time actually like bending the bushes in a way that you can see. All you see are scales and like feet, and you're not exactly sure what they are, but you know there's 8 of them.
I'm about to fuck up this whole
I have a
story.
feeling.
So, because they're only 20 feet away, I am gonna put Dave on my back, and
Oh,
we're gonna fly right smack in the middle of him.
And I'm going to stay put.
I unsheathed both of my swords for this occasion.
Okay, if I'm seeing the Birdman
Just
and
imagine
the halfling
a birdman flying
into the
with
group, I
fucking
would
a
pull
halfling
out
with 2 swords like
both the longsword and the dagger. And, ah!
Oh yeah,
Battle
it's hard
mode.
not to see the Birdman. All right, I need everyone to
I
roll
have a
initiative.
7.
I'm just gonna stay where I am. I got a 4.
Did you add your
It's
initiative?
up right below.
No, initiative
Oh wait, we don't have the same one.
6. I got a 6.
Oh man.
I'm trying to find my initiative.
It's right next to your armor class.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
okay.
I have a 7.
15.
4.
And then
Five.
Karog. 7. And then Jashiri. Jashiri. I need your initiative roll.
Mine?
Yeah.
12.
I told you 6.
6. Okay. And then I need everyone's
Damn.
AC.
18.
Mine is 15.
Alright. 15. 12. No, I didn't. What was yours?
18.
18. And then Dave's is 12. Alright.
Dave, you're
This is
fucked.
gonna end. Yeah, this is gonna end terribly. Wait, Ava's only got like
Two
what?
health.
4?
I thought I got healed when I ate the toast.
She's still on
No.
4
You
HP.
did not get healed.
No.
There was
Oh.
no healing there.
just happy toe time.
Just happy toe time.
Just happy toe time.
I'm gonna die.